Hey guys, my name is Danny Alex with Dimension Zero, another director's commentary, this time for the video on TON-618. Some people say TON-618. Some say TON-618. I prefer TON-618. Sounds cooler. But it's my second video on TON-618, and one thing that is probably one of the most popular videos on YouTube is almost anything dealing with black holes. I think what it is, it's the power and the mystery. It's the mystery of what's behind the event horizon and the sheer power that it's the only thing that bends and warps space-time. Unless you're in Star Trek and you got starships all over the place that are warping and creating bubbles. And look, it's still a question. Look, Alcubierre, his math said it can be done. I think some Einstein equations suggest the warping of space-time can be done. Whether it can be done, though, you just can't take Alcubierre's, here's my papers, give it to Elon Musk and say, build it. Oh, build what? I mean, what, right? It's so we don't see evidence of space-time being bent, warped, anywhere in the universe, because you need a collection of so much mass or so much energy in one place. Not in terms of it needs to, density, mass density, energy density. So TON-18 is one, and because it is so big, and it is not actually a black hole. That's one of the things. It is a hyperluminous quasar powered by a ultra-massive black hole. Now that's different. We went blurry. One thing about these videos is I don't edit them. They are exactly as I record them. So I think it's better that way. Come on, right? So anyway, let's go through the video. This is a longer form video than the one that you will see on YouTube. There are some parts that I took out because YouTube viewers are very finicky, and some things work. You think that they would work because they're kind of a cool concept. But the beginning, the place where I put the two titans, interestingly enough, people were dropping off on that video so quickly. I think they felt like they were getting railroaded. It was about TON-18 and a Titan, and they saw Titans and they thought, this isn't about black holes. I'm out of here. So then there's some other parts of the video that actually I took out to shorten it out. And so what is on YouTube is about 2 minutes shorter, minute and a half shorter than this members version. So this is, I didn't load it up. Hold on a sec. I thought I loaded up the video. I'll do it right now. And here we go.
There was a time when we believed Titans looked like this.
I gotta stop. Like the first visual, right? This is some of the amazing things that AI is coming out with. And beginning of this year, I didn't use much AI last year, only in places where I really needed to find visuals because it wasn't that good. Now the new models that came out early 2026 here are amazing. And the one video, the human DNA engineering, was almost all AI that I created. This is also AI that I created. And I just think the realism is stunning. I think it is stunning.
There was a time when we believed
you couldn't film that.
Looked like this.
Now that's me at the beach.
Was all make-believe and superstitious mythology.
But you see, so I started off with the Titans, and I wanted this sort of that idea of Greek Titans and a real Titan. These are mythological Titans. This is a real Titan. This is what a real Titan looks like, and I wanted that contrast. People were dropping off, so I had to take it out.
This is an actual Titan. Its name is TON-618. It's not just a black hole. It's a hyperluminous quasar. an extremely bright, distant active galactic nucleus powered by a supermassive black hole.
And that's a really important distinction with TON-618, is that it is feeding, right? It's got a lot of stuff to eat. Now, this is 10 billion years ago. What we see, it's very far away. It's 10 billion years ago. We don't know what's happening today. But as a hyperluminous quasar, that means it fires off relativistic jets. And distinguishing that from, let's say, Phoenix A, which we are not confirmed that it's 100 billion solar masses. It's a big, I'm not sure what the percentage is, but it's not 100% confirmed. But TON-618 is a hyperluminous quasar. So it's got the stuff, the accretion disk, the relativistic jets flying off from either end for 1 million light years. And again, and I'll do it from the creator's perspective. When I'm writing the script, and again, the script is what always takes the longest. I'm always working the script right to the very end. So you're listening back, you're creating the images, you get the script as best as you can, you space out all the dialogue, and then you start constructing the visuals. Now, right to the very end, I am changing. The visuals might change the dialogue, the script. I might not like the way something is worded, or I think, that doesn't even have to be in there, and I delete it. I take it right out. Well, whatever. Right to the very, very end, I am making changes on the script, which is probably the most important thing, because that is the base, right? That is the fulcrum. That is the bedrock of the video. Everything is built off of that. Everything. And so it is the one thing that takes the most amount of time. And if you're doing your own videos, you got to spend time with the script. And I'm a screenwriter, right? I'm an award-winning screenwriter. YouTube videos are different than writing a screenplay or a television play or a treatment or a novel, poems, doesn't matter what you write. It's all different. The discipline is different. YouTube discipline, just because you might be a great novelist does not mean you're good at writing YouTube scripts, because YouTube scripts demands their own way of formulating and presenting ideas. So I want it to be a little bit dramatic. TON-618, that in that sort of a way. And I wanted this whole video because what is being talked about is these numbers are massive beyond comprehension. So I wanted it to feel dramatic.
Actively feeding on matter, converting it into energy with extreme efficiency.
The other thing that I'll notice, you'll see the flashing, pulsating. I actually put that in with some Premiere Pro. I do all of my editing in Premiere Pro. That's one of the effects I like putting on. I almost always put it on. Sometimes I don't. In this one, I think I used it almost throughout the entire video. And I used some more interesting transitions between scenes, not too much. Like, you got to kind of balance everything. If you're doing your own videos, you got to balance it. Your story progression has to make sense, and your video presentation has to make sense. And so that's one of the things that I specifically put into this video. And you'll see all the visual, the light pulsating on the scenes.
Each year, TON-618 can devour up to 100 stars, the size of our sun. That's equivalent to the mass of 33 million planet Earths. It sits more than 10 billion light years away and began shining from a time when our cosmos was very young. And
it's always some of the things that you have to ask yourself when putting into a video. Am I going to put some of the chirons in, like the words at the bottom to explain? So this video on TON-618 has a lot of facts, right? Because I kind of believe that facts, the real size of this thing and how powerful it is what drives the interest in TON-618. And so my thought was to reinforce some of these facts with the chirons at the bottom. I don't do it very often because it can be overkill. You want people to pay attention, but I think in this case, I did a lot of it, reinforcing the script with chirons at the bottom.
Its existence is so extreme that it bends, warps, and scars the fabric of space-time itself, and even reality.
You can see the pulsating.
TON-618 isn't just a supermassive black hole.
The brightness.
It's ultra-massive. A category with very few contenders, powering a quasar so...
I love that visual. There is, you go out there, you can get a lot of black hole visuals, but a lot of it is redundant. Everyone has them, everyone uses them. So trying to find and create, AI is not very good at black holes. AI is not very good at space stuff. That's a problem because it is material in a vacuum, and AI does not know how to do that. Its input and what it's learned from is how matter interacts within our atmosphere, with our gravity, right? 9.8 meters per second squared. It's not good without gravity in a vacuum. It's going to learn. It's going to take some time, but it's not very good with anything, black holes, nebula, stars, and all this other stuff.
Bright, it outshines entire galaxies.
So the point is,
what you see when you look at it is not the black hole itself,
this is a
but
great,
the violent, blinding scream of matter being torn apart at nearly the speed of light. The mass of TON-618 is estimated
another great
staggering.
When I'm doing my YouTube videos, I try and put you really want to get those best visuals in the beginning. You don't want people to fall off while watching the video. You want your best stuff in the beginning. Once they're kind of hooked, look, they'll go through the video. They might even walk away, go to the bathroom with the videos. You know what, the same things that you do when you watch videos. You want to get your best stuff in the first minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever all your best stuff is, get it in the front. But these visuals, so this visual of a black hole is magnificent to me. It really is. It screams TON-618. And when you're looking at some of the edits at where they happen with the script, it's obviously very strategic. There's like a drum beat that goes with the script. You don't want everything to change, between sentences and paragraphs. You want things to kind of go in between a little bit, which I think is really important, which is what I try and do. But all these things combine to try and create a entertaining YouTube video.
66 billion times the mass of our sun.
66 billion.
Sagittarius A star,
it's crazy.
Black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy, is about 4 million solar masses. TON-618 is 16,000 times more massive than Sagittarius A.
And of course, with these things, you want to provide perspective. And so I had to go into Photoshop. And so basically when you're making this video, and it really helps to be somewhat pretty good at Photoshop, and it helps to be good at Premiere Pro. And if you want to make your own videos, you got to learn it. You do. I don't know how good Canva is. I've used Photoshop for 30 years. So that's what I'll keep using, and Premiere Pro as well. So these are things that specifically the next few scenes that I had to make with this is Sagittarius A. This is Sagittarius A star, but I needed it to try and compare to the size of TON-618. So I used a combination. So I brought it to a still, an image, which is I just took the last frame of the video. I took a video image from Premiere Pro. And I took the image, put it into Photoshop, just put 4 million solar masses on top. And then I took that image, and you'll see it shrink into a much bigger image of TON-618 to show comparative sizes. So this is how it turned out.
If Sagittarius A is the size of a grapefruit, TON-618 would be the size of Mount Everest.
That's crazy.
Sagittarius A has a radius that is about 18 times larger than that of our sun.
So that's how that turned out.
Compare that to TON-618. Its diameter is 25,000 times larger than Sagittarius A.
That is insane. That is
Now
insane.
imagine placing TON-618 at the center of our solar system. The distance from our sun to Neptune is about 2.8 billion miles.
And again, I'm doing the same thing. I show what 2.8 billion miles is. Now we want to compare it to TON-618. So it's the same process. I used a Photoshop image. It's a pretty big image. So I can now there's the good thing is there's black all around it. Because there's black all around it, it is easy to make it shrink when you overtop another black surface. But you will see the circular effigy, if you want to be a silhouette of the solar system go over top of the black hole. But that's just the way it works, to show how small our solar system is compared to the diameter or the diameter of TON-618.
The radius of TON-618, just over 121 billion
There you go.
miles. Based on the orbit of Neptune, 82,000 of our solar systems would fit inside the spherical volume of TON-618.
That is crazy.
You have to place 40 of our solar systems side by side
to
reach across its full event horizon.
This thing is a behemoth. This thing is so big.
It would take you 36,000 years to go from one side of TON-618 to the other. Even at the speed of light, it would take you a staggering 15 days to cross to the other side of this celestial behemoth.
I mean, it's at the speed of light. 15 days to cross it at the speed of light. But all these things you want to play all together. You see, I have some chirons at the bottom at the speed of light. It would take to reinforce the audio. Again, I have a lot of strong video. So this is a hyperluminous quasar. You can see the relativistic jet coming from the top of the black hole. Now, mind you, this image of a black hole is without the bending, right? So because a black hole bends light, that's why you see the over top of it, right? You'll see the accretion disk around the front and then over top. That's because it warps, even light gets bent. This is just a realistic view. Without, if light was not being bent and we could see a black hole as it is, because its gravity is so strong, it warps and bends light, this is what it will look like. But this is not what we see, right? It's a perspective thing. It gives an idea that, okay, if how would it really look like, right? Without the effect of physics going on. It's a powerful shot again. It's a powerful shot.
Stars that are up to 10 light years away may eventually be pulled towards its event horizon. Its accretion disk, the region of superheated gas spiraling toward annihilation, extends up to 3 trillion miles, or 1/2 of a light year.
Just the accretion disk.
Its cosmic furnace outshines more than 140 trillion suns, bathing thousands of light years in deadly radiation.
It can outshine 140 trillion suns. Our Milky Way has 400 billion stars. That is over 3 times the luminosity of the Milky Way galaxy. Now that's what it's been recorded at its peak. It's not at that luminosity all the time. But you got to think, this thing is a titan.
As its radiation floods space, it ionizes gas, damages matter, and drives material violently outward in powerful, radiation-driven winds. It's so intense that an unshielded human being would receive a lethal dose and perish within a year if he were as far away as 1,000 light years.
And I think this is important stuff.
If he were 500 light years away,
talking
death
about
would be in a matter of days.
How powerful its radiation
within
is.
100 light years, an unprotected human would die within 1 to 2 days. a near instant death if you were unfortunate enough to be within 50 light years of this cosmic monster.
And it gives perspective, right? So with your
Matter
script, you really
falling
want to
into
give the
TON-618
audience
converts mass into
dramatic
energy
perspective.
up to 50 times more efficiently than our sun's fusion engine.
And again, some great images of the
The
sun.
larger a black hole, the more gentle its event horizon becomes.
Obviously
because
not
its
what
immense mass
a quasar
spreads
will look
tidal
like. It's a little bit too
forces over a
smoky,
much
but you know,
larger region of space.
this is a good visual. Another great visual, right? It gives
TON-618 could
impact.
swallow an entire star without
And it goes
even flinching.
below its,
no rippling and no violent destruction. A star could cross its event horizon
Slow.
intact,
It's very-
with tidal forces
it's a slow
only
image,
becoming deadly.
but
deep
it finishes
inside.
aggressively. And the transitions
Nothing
between
dramatic
each
happens.
visual, you really
It
want
doesn't
to
destroy like a monster. It
have each
absorbs
visual.
like an abyss.
Sometimes you want no
It's the
transition.
smaller black
It's just
holes
visual to
that
visual.
tear everything
Sometimes you
apart
want to
on
bleed it
approach,
in,
long
color
before
blend it.
anything can cross their event horizon.
You want to use as many tools in
Quasar
creating a
powered by
visual
this
story,
black
just
hole
like, and it works with
shines
the
a
audio.
luminosity of 140 trillion stars.
And in this case, again,
It is so
I'm using
bright that it can
the
be
chirons
seen
at the
across
bottom.
the entire observable universe. During its active phase, TON-618 can shut down star formation across
And
its
again, and the big
entire
idea
galaxy.
with this director's
Even
commentary is to talk about how I made it. If you want to really
by
listen to the
driving
guts of the
star-forming
video, go
gas
back,
outward
you know,
with
to the video
intense radiation
in videos, and you
jets.
can watch it and hear. But really, the whole
doesn't
idea of
merely
me
exist
is
in its
discussing
environment,
how I
it
built this thing.
dominates
So
it.
that's why I'm talking over top of the words,
TON-618
the audio.
existed
So if you
when
really want to listen to the video,
universe
like, go
was
back
less
outside
than
and watch the
2
video.
billion years old.
But this is,
According
in
to
creating
our
this
best
stuff,
models, black holes should not have been able to grow this large so quickly. There
You can
simply
see
wasn't
how-
enough time.
again,
Something
and I
allowed it to
the
grow
zoom
at a
in,
rate that
and I use
defies
a white
conventional
blast
explanations.
to move into the
Whether
next
through the
image. Again, this is
direct
another great
collapse
image of
massive primordial
another great.
clouds,
There's some great
runaway
black
mergers
hole
or
image
physics we have yet
videos
to
that I found.
understand. TON-618
that work really
suggests
well
the early universe was far more violent, chaotic,
from one
and
video to the
efficient
next.
at creating cosmic monsters than we ever imagined. One of the most mind-blowing realities of this massive celestial titan.
And this, I mean, I just love, I love this. There's some black hole visuals on this one that I love, that I found, that I haven't seen on other YouTube videos. And eventually they make their way around. You know, I use pockets. I get my videos from a number of different sources. And so when you're making a video, especially from my perspective, especially black holes, you got to try and recreate. You can use the same visuals. You can zoom in on them, zoom out. You can use sort of different perspectives to make, even though a lot of people might be using the same visual, you can change how that visual is presented, how that video is presented in your video.
Is how long it will exist for. It will live for one
It's just awesome, right?
quadrillion
Awesome.
years.
That looks like a black-
which is 10 to the power of 106. The age of stars is expected to last for 10 to the power of 14 years.
And again, I use
or
numbers
about
as a way
100
to
trillion
demonstrate
years.
how many zeros after the
will
one.
live 10 to the power of 92 times longer than the entire age of stars.
It's like this stuff, you know.
100 quadrillion times longer. That's the number one, followed by 92 zeros.
It's meant to impress. It's meant to go, are you
TON-618
what?
sits inside a Lyman Alpha Nebula that is 330,000 light years across, with its relativistic jets extending up to 1 million light years.
And a lot of times, though, some of these
Temperatures within
numbers,
its corona
you got to think,
may reach
is it
over
going to mean
1
anything to a
billion
normie?
degrees.
You got to remember, if you
It's
go too
important to
technical,
realize
too
that all
deep
of
into
these
stuff, you're going to
mind-numbing
lose.
facts about
You're going to lose the viewer,
TON-618.
right? You're going to lose the viewer. So you need to have this balance between. I mean, I always say, if you write between a script between grade 8 and a grade 10 level, that's where you want to be. Call it a grade 9 level. That's where you want to be. It's syllables per what is it? Syllables per minute. The more syllables per minute, basically, the bigger words you're using, right? So all this stuff matters. It really does. It all
From
matters.
10 billion years ago.
Another great visual.
Today, we do not know how big it may be, but some suggest it may be well over 100 billion solar masses. If black holes like this were common in the early universe, then galaxies may have lived and died before life ever had a chance to form. Star systems could have been sterilized on cosmic scales. The universe may have been shaped not by gentle evolution, but by titanic forces.
As we get to the ending of a video,
through destruction.
we're getting to the ending.
TON-618 reminds us that size and scale is a human concept.
It's really easy. This is really important for YouTube. It's really easy to put too much fluff near the end. You really want to be careful. You can put more fluff at the end. More. No, I don't even call it fluff, right? More descriptive, creative wording. Because if someone has watched a video this long, they're probably going to watch till the end. That's the reality, right? They've watched this far, they're going to watch to the end. But if people are dropping off, right, you got to look at your YouTube analytics, your video, where people are dropping off, you got to cut that portion out. Because whatever it is, it's turning people off. But if you have a nice, clean, right to the very end, you're good, right? You're golden. And I'm always very careful with what am I saying in the last 5 sentences, right? I like a video length.
Just a number. It does not stop.
I like 8 to 9 minutes.
Too big.
That's what I like.
Slow down when things become.
I think YouTube people.
It simply continues, building objects
their attention
so massive
span
that human language
is getting shorter. And I think that has a lot to do with shorts. People, depends on the video, but I like 8 to 9 minutes. It feels like people's attention span is getting shorter. And it does make sense with, so many short videos out there.
Lacks the words to describe the true immensity of these celestial titans. We look at TON-618 and feel awe.
And at this point in time, I'm not too concerned about reusing visuals. I'm not at all.
Because
at this point in the video, you've gotten to a time where you're sort of replaying parts of the video, reinforcing the meat and potatoes of the video. So reusing visuals is a good thing, right? You're bringing back familiarity to the watcher.
Out there waiting,
and it's not a bad thing. And that was the end of it. I was really happy with the video. And also, I will say the music. I don't know if you listened to the music. I only used one track and I kind of edited it. It had some parts where it paused and I edited it to dun, 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 the whole way through. It's normally something I don't do. I usually have 3, 4, 5 different tracks to change the mood. But I really felt the mood throughout this video was kind of the same. It's kind of ominous. It's kind of threatening. It's kind of mysterious. It's kind of Jaws-like. Dun, 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 dun. And that was the music I used. So if you go back and you listen to it, music is always a powerful emotional influencer on the video. And for me, I want to know what mood I'm going to want in the video. And sometimes that mood is going to change throughout the different points in the video where you're going to want to change that music to something else. Sometimes you want angelic. Sometimes you want some piano. Sometimes you want something mysterious and dark. Sometimes you want more documentary-like. It all depends. But the music in this one, I forgot to mention it while we were listening to it. And you can go back. You can go back and watch the video on the front, the actual video. And you can sort of see some of the things that I built into it. But the story was pretty clear. How you word these facts is important. You want to get right to the point. If it's a facts-based video, it's going to be literal. There's not too much figurative stuff going on, unless you're dealing with something that is contemplative, that is theoretical, that is a hypothetical. But for the most part, these things on TON-618 we know. And how you present it is, and I don't know if there's no right way, right? There's only a way to make things, if you're happy with it, that's the best you can do. No one knows the exact answer. No one knows the exact thumbnail. Nobody knows the exact title. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows. The bigger your channel is, the more familiar people are with your channel, the more they'll click. Irregardless of thumbnail, right? Irregardless of thumbnail. But the thumbnails are important. In this one, I used one of the images from the video as the thumbnail, but it all comes together, and there's no answer. There's no right answer. There isn't. But anyway, that is TON-618. I want to do a video for all of the videos that I post, a director's commentary. Hopefully you find some, as a member, thank you for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And, doing these videos, I think gives a lot of context if you do your own videos, or if you just like space, or you like how these videos come together. These are all one takes too. Everything, one take. That's all we do. There's no two takes. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a member. My name is Danny Alex. This is Dimension Zero, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.